Morning Blitz begins now.
Good morning, 6:05. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick, Wednesday morning.
How about that fog?
I was going to ask if you fought the fog this morning.
There were parts of Licking County that I drove through that I could not see 10 feet in front of me.
Yeah.
That's how thick it was.
It was coming last night. I was like, after it got dark, it was like, man, it's getting really foggy, and it was worse this morning.
Oof.
So, yeah, if you're heading out, be ready for that. A lot of fog this morning. Cloudy, scattered afternoon rain, windy today, high of 58. Of course, we're almost there. It's at 54 now. We're going to get to 58 sometime this morning, and then it's going to start dropping. So it's not like it's going to, oh, nice, 58. Okay, no.
I already wore my big, chunky black sweater in anticipation of the upcoming snow.
Yeah, that's the word. There it is. Light snow tonight. All right, well,
Well, it's about time. It's like we had summer until November, second week of November.
Yeah,
it's
could have kept going as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I agree.
No, you asked for this. You wanted clouds.
No, I want clouds. I don't like cold. I never said I wanted it to be cold.
Right.
I said I wanted it to be maybe in the 60s at the lowest.
Okay, well, wind chills tomorrow in the 20s, so.
Yeah, boo.
Looks like just cloudy and maybe about 50 for the Buckeye game Saturday.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, we're going to see Ohio State play Indiana, which should be quite the game. We'll have Jeff Logan in Friday morning to talk about that.
Tickets are wild. It's like $400 a piece.
Oh, were you looking?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were looking. But just because Indiana's so good this year.
Right, yeah, it's number 2 versus number 5.
Normally we'd be able to get one of those for $100. But,
oh, yeah, no, like Indiana?
Yeah, any other year.
All of a sudden, this is a giant game.
Yeah, we would get face value tickets normally, but not this year.
I mean, this late in the season, both teams undefeated. Number 2, number 5. Yeah, that's a big one.
We're not undefeated, though. I want to tell you that.
Oh, geez, duh. No, we are not, are we?
No.
Well, damn it. You had to remind me.
I know you like to block out that Oregon game.
Hate those guys. Especially that guy spit in the face of our DB. All right.
Hey, they're getting like, what are those, what's that bomb, cyclone bomb or whatever out there in Oregon right now?
Are they getting one of those?
Bomb cyclone. Bomb cyclone. Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew it was something. A bomb cyclone.
Ooh, are they going to play in that this weekend? I wonder.
I don't know.
Saw this. The state of Minnesota is suing a cannabis retailer. The Office of Cannabis Management. It just sounds funny, doesn't it? They claim that Zaza Cannabis Dispensary is selling products. Now, hear what I'm saying. Products that are more than 70 times the legal limit of THC. Oof. Now, I mean, it's already, really potent at its limit, whatever 30% it is.
Yeah.
How the hell are you making it 70 times stronger, and how effing high do you have to get?
Are you looking for tips for your next
No,
plants,
I don't even understand.
Where is Zaza?
It's in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Z-A-Z-A, Zaza Cannabis Dispensary. I mean,
Oh, there's one in Michigan as well.
Oh, is there? Oh, so it's a national company.
Well, I don't know. I wonder if they all have it.
I mean, look, I like good weed, but come on. 70 times the legal limit? I mean, imagine being 70 times the drunk limit for driving. 0.08. Imagine being 70 times drunker than that.
Yeah.
That's insane. How do you, who can even make that kind of weed? Yeah, I don't even understand. I'm like, was this a misprint? So I double checked. No. 70 times the legal limit. I mean, it's like one hit and you die. I don't know. It's just crazy to me. Why? What is the point of that? People are going to come buy it, man. You don't have to make it 70 times stronger than it is. I just found that crazy and funny at the same time. So, all right, we keep getting closer to Blitzmas. 2 weeks from Friday, it kicks off. We got Pop Evil and Bad Wolves at the Bluestone. Get it all started. Friday, November 29th, day after Thanksgiving. Going to go out, have a great time. And then we're going to do it again Saturday night, November 30th, Within This Moment at Kimba Live. And then the following weekend, Friday night, December 6th at Kimba with Daughtry and Sleep Theory and Devour the Day. We have all these shows. We have tickets for all these shows to give away. So the first person who wins gets their choice, which Kelly loves.
I think it's fun.
Yeah. So we'll do that just after 7 o'clock. Tell you how to win and get your choice of those tickets. Right now, let's get into Morning Blitz Trivia. And I want to thank Kelly Quinn for bringing this to my attention. This is crazy. We want to know, for $25 to Waterbeds and Stuff, what celebrity got pretty injured when this person fell down a 60-foot hill?
This person, just a hint, is absolutely accident-prone, it turns out. My gosh.
Seems like it. More than my wife, even. I'm going to pay for that. So what celebrity just fell down a 60-foot hill and got hurt? Tell us first at 99-700, and we'll give you that gift card. Stone Sour on the Morning Blitz, 622. That's Kelly Quinn. I'm Thick Rick. Good morning. Got a few texts on what we were just talking about. Doug said, we're undefeated in Big Ten play. Then he said, nope, never mind. That's not true either. Damn it, man. That's right. Oregon's in the Big Ten now. And we got a text regarding the weed being 70%, 70 times the legal limit there in that Minnesota dispensary. Just means you need 70% more Twinkies. We got that text. And then I got one here, Jeff Smith's talking about, I said my wife is accident prone. He said, my wife's the same thick. She's not allowed to use sharp objects like knives. She always cuts herself because she cuts toward herself. Yeah, what are you going to do? But speaking of accident prone, our Morning Blitz trivia question, what celebrity just fell down a 60-foot hill and hurt himself? And the answer is Jay Leno.
He's lit himself. No, he had an explosion in his face, right? When he was working on a car. That was the big thing.
Yep.
And then something happened right after that. Didn't he have a motorcycle accident or some crazy thing? And now he fell down a 60-foot hill.
Roger said, of course it was Jay Leno.
That's so wild.
Good guess, Mike. He picked Joe Biden. That was not it. It was Jay Leno. He suffered a black eye, facial bruising, hit his head on a rock. He was just, he was trying to take a shortcut from a hotel to a restaurant, and here he is.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I know, I can too. But here he is talking about it.
Well, I was staying at a hotel, it was on a hill. I said, where's a good place to eat? Oh, the bottom is thrown out. The restaurant was there, but to get to it, I didn't have a car. So you had to walk about 1.5 miles around. I said, well, the hill doesn't look that steep. It's about 60, 70 feet. Let me see if I can go down the hill. Down! And then I fell down the hill, hit my head on a rock, knocked me in the eye. Well, I did the show, and then when I came back to L.A., I went to the hospital. Well, it was only a couple hours before the show, so it's not that big a deal. Well, the great thing about this age, you don't learn by your mistakes. You just keep doing the same stupid thing.
Yeah, so he was going to perform that night.
He did perform that night.
I know. Show must go on.
I mean, this guy's incredible. He's 74 years old. He is out there living life. You're 74 and you're looking down a 60-foot hill saying, it's not that steep. I'll take that as a shortcut. I mean, that is crazy. I love it. I think it's great, and he doesn't seem any worse for the wear. So I hope to be that way when I'm 74.
He did.
Just taking chances.
He did stop into the hospital, got checked out, said it's not a big deal. It's all right. Said he wasn't missing those shows. Just to confirm what you said, Kelly, in 2022, yes, he severely burned his hands and face while working on his car in his garage. And last year he suffered several broken bones when he got knocked off his motorcycle. It says Jay is somehow 74 years old.
It's wild.
So
I love it.
Yeah, he was in Beverly Hills Monday night wearing an eye patch. Whole side of his face was all bruised up. Man. Stuff happens, man. And the weird thing about falls, I'm talking about my wife falling and breaking her wrist in Aruba. Man, it's like just sudden things like that. They're so quick. They happen and you're sitting there going, damn, now what? Look, what? It's like, how does this
The best thing is when you are, like, you still think you can save yourself from actually falling, and you're jerking around and windmilling your arms and all that. Oh, that is so funny. You have to laugh when you're doing it and when other people do it.
Whoa! Yeah, even like he made that noise. He sounded like Homer Simpson.
Oh.
But yeah, my poor wife. She tried to catch herself.
Yeah.
You know, when she just, they have this stupid Mexican tile by all the pools in Aruba. Like all over the Caribbean, they have this stuff.
Yeah.
And when it gets wet, it's slippery. And it's like, whose bright idea is it to put this next to a pool?
Yeah, they need like, I don't know, rubber or something.
Yeah, all she did, there was a wood platform and steps and stuff. And it was one step from the wood platform to the tile. And she just stepped down and she slipped. And when she went down, she tried to catch herself with her hand and broke her wrist. You know, it's not because she shacks and I'm half kidding.
Oh, did you get a text from her over the break saying, "Shut up about my accidents"?
No, which is actually more concerning that she didn't text me.
Well, I just feel like you're trying to backpedal, so I'm wondering.
No, I'm not. I'm not really. I said I'm half kidding. So, anyway, I got to say congratulations to Harvey from Groveport. He was the first one to text in Jay Leno, so Harvey gets to go spend $25 over at Waterbeds and stuff.
It's the Morning Blitz.
And now it's time for I've Got Something.
Let's see if these dummies have anything worthwhile for us.
Well, maybe. Might be worthwhile. We'll see what you got there, Kelly.
I've got something. Just like ChatGPT has been trained to navigate the world of language, and very well, I might add,
yes,
we have unwittingly been helping train an AI model for navigating the physical world. If you play Pokemon Go or have ever played Pokemon Go and you've gone into AR mode, which uses your camera to sort of scan your surroundings, every single one of those videos from every single one of our phones has been ingested by Niantic, who's the creator of Pokemon Go, and they are creating an AI model that they call visual. It's a large geospatial model that basically is mapping the entire world, and unlike, say, like Google Maps or whatever, it's got our videos from places that are inaccessible to cars and street view cameras.
Right, like down by a river or something.
Or even behind our own homes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, things like that they have collected. They say right now over 10 million scanned locations worldwide. There are roughly 1 million new scans weekly, and they are constantly ingesting all of these scans from our Pokemon Go games.
Wow.
And then they're going to basically AI map the physical world. So they say, what would they use it for? They say augmented reality, obviously. That's one. Robotics, autonomous systems, with additional applications, they say, in spatial planning, logistics, and remote collaboration. I don't know what any of that means, but basically, no place is hidden from the universe, or at least from Niantic and Pokemon Go. There is not a single secretive place that hasn't been scanned by one of our Pokemon Go, efforts out there. Isn't that wild?
Pikachu!
Yeah.
Dude, what are you doing behind my shed? What? How'd you find me?
Yeah, so it's like, they say basically, you know, when we see the front of a church and the side of a church that's maybe been mapped by Google Maps, we can envision what the back of the church looks like because we've seen a million, we've seen it a million times with our own two eyes. But this one actually maps everywhere that a car cannot get.
Wow.
Thanks to our need to catch them all. So people are ticked about this a little bit. They're a little mad about it.
I want to be the very best no one ever was.
Oh my God.
Obviously, we agreed to it, data collection. Whenever we agreed to use the AR mode in Pokemon Go, we probably agreed to that in their terms of service. It's not a big deal. And maybe many people don't care. But again, when you're mapping your own home, I mean, inside, outside, like they're mapping everything here. It's pretty wild.
Imagine Creed doing this song, Kelly.
Okay.
I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. searching far and wide.
That's hilarious.
Teach Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, it's you and me.
Why does that enrage
I
me?
know that is my destiny.
All right, I've had enough.
I gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
All right, well, that's what I got.
Jeez. Yeah, I've had that. That's from the guys over there on YouTube. At There I Ruined It.
Okay.
We get those, and I've had that for like a month, and I'm like, will I ever have a reason to play this? Well, thank you.
Hey, you're
You gave me a
welcome. You're
reason to play
welcome.
it. Jeez. All right, so I've got something.
Okay.
And you can see a couple pictures over on the Blitz Facebook page. Scientists found a 35,000-year-old saber-toothed kitten in the Siberian permafrost.
Oh,
Yeah.
a kitten.
Oh, yeah. Of course, they're going to clone it, so I couldn't be more excited about that.
Haven't they unsuccessfully been trying to clone a lot of stuff?
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know. I know there's been a lot of talk about that, and there's a lot of extinct animals out there, and I suppose if they find them in the permafrost, then they can access their DNA and try.
Okay.
So that got me to wondering what extinct animal should we bring back? What extinct animal would you like to see brought back? So you can think about it, Kelly.
Okay.
Five-Finger Death Punch and Afterlife on the Morning Blitz, 648. That's Kelly Quinn. I'm Thick Rick. And scientists have found a 35,000-year-old saber-toothed kitten in the Siberian permafrost. The pictures are kind of weird. I posted a couple of them over on the Blitz Facebook page. Did you look at it, Kelly?
No.
Oh, okay.
Let me
Yeah,
see.
it just looks like a brown rug.
All right.
So.
I was busy trying to find my own thing that I wanted to bring back.
Okay. Yeah, and they're gonna try to clone it. Why? I don't understand that. I mean, you don't know what you're going to end up with. I think it just starts tearing everything apart as it grows up. You see it?
Yes. Yeah, I can see it. Oh,
the one picture,
that's really cute.
Yeah, with the one where you see its paws, like it's laying on the ground.
Yeah, I'd really like to bring that back to life.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right. Well, what other animal should we bring back from extinction?
What's yours?
Well, I kept thinking about the pterodactyl. Because I think about the Flintstones. We put baskets on them, and they can fly us around. It's we don't have to burn fuel, and it'd be a lot cheaper. And everybody have their own pterodactyls, and everybody basically has their own plane, right?
Yabba dabba doo, man.
Never needs fuel.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can train them that way. Like they'll just sit there in your backyard and wait till you need to go somewhere.
Right.
Jump in the basket and giddy up like a horse. Right?
I like it.
But it can fly. I don't know if they would cooperate, but if we can train them.
Maybe Spacely Sprockets can train them.
Spacely Sprockets, yeah, right.
I'm going big as well. I'm going with something called a megatherium, which is an enormous ground sloth, and it is extinct. I love a sloth because I love to relax. Like, I'm a super relaxer. This thing is enormous. It's 8,000 pounds, 20 feet long. It's an herbivore, so we don't have to worry about it trying to eat us.
Yeah.
They're super slow.
Right.
They're just chilling.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to have that back. Just a gigantic, chill creature.
Okay, so would this also be called the giant sloth?
Giant sloth,
Okay, because
yes.
somebody said they've been fascinated with the giant sloth ever since reading about it in their second graders' book,
that's
a book they had
fun.
from school.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you. Whoever said that, I'm absolutely with you. Bring back the giant sloth.
Zach wants the T-Rex.
Oh, yeah, why not? If we're bringing them back.
I don't know how that dude ever scratches an itch, man. It's just those little arms sticking up there. I would go crazy. Now, Ren wants the Megalodon. I think that's the big shark.
Okay, we all want the big creatures back. We're not talking dodo bird. We're talking giant creatures.
Oh, in the movie The Meg, isn't that what that was? A megalodon, the shark?
No
that
idea.
Massive shark. We got another text that says, how about Chris Farley? I'm all for that, man. Eric wants a woolly mammoth. Says put them in the North and South Poles to help keep the permafrost hard and slow the melt.
All right.
Putting the woolly mammoth there will do that?
Oh, Matt wants to bring back the dodo bird just so he can eat it like chicken.
I wonder what it tastes like. Well, and see, that's another thing. You bring back all these extinct animals, people are going to...
Right, like a brontosaurus burger.
Yeah, people are going to cook them. You know that's going to happen.
Doug says, didn't anyone watch Jurassic Park? My gosh. Yeah, we all know how things can go sideways.
Right.
This is a perfect world situation, right? Where you can, like Thick says, ride a pterodactyl, and I can just, like, chill out with a gigantic sloth.
Yeah, Ron from Subway, he said it too. None. Like dude said in Jurassic Park. They had their chance, and nature selected them for extinction.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So, yeah, I don't know. Nick says, anything that's not a dinosaur. Martin, he wants to bring back the dodo. He says, I want to see if it's really as dumb as every movie has ever made them out to be.
Okay.
So, yeah. Joe says many married men wish the seximimus, more commonly known as sex life, would come back from extinction. Okay. I mean, everybody's got their problems.
Mike wants a guard T-Rex.
A guard,
yeah,
like his own, like
his
a guard
house.
dog. He wants a T-Rex to be a
guard T-Rex.
That's pretty good. Oh, somebody's got pterodactyls. Another one for the dodo bird.
Geez, we all want, not we all, but we all want gigantic dinosaurs back, I guess.
Mike said it. I want T-Rex to come back and watch over my house while I'm not there.
Right. It's exactly what I said about 20 seconds ago.
I thought you read a different one.
No.
You just said a guard T-Rex.
Yeah.
I know, but I didn't realize it was the same
watching
one.
over his house while he's not there.
Now, Brittany, what are we going to do with Triceratops? Brittany likes the Triceratops.
Oh, yeah. Are those the ones from Jurassic Park that were scary?
Aren't they the ones that got the spikes all the way across the back of them? They're kind of like a humpback.
Yeah. Wait, what were the ones that came in the kitchen where the kids were?
Oh, those are raptors.
Raptors, yeah.
No, we don't need those.
Wild.
We don't need those. Sammy, I don't know if the unicorn ever existed. Sammy Raylan.
Yeah, it did not ever exist. I truly believe that is a fantasy created by somebody.
Yes, I don't.
But let's bring it back just for fun.
We can have a unicorn.
I agree.
We can all go to Candy Mountain.
Yes.
Shun the non-believers. Steven Glansberg says, I want mammoths, to be honest. I want to see them in my lifetime. Wrote that over on the Blitz Facebook page. Now we'll leave that up. You guys can jump on there, and if you think of something you'd like to bring back that's extinct at this time, you can do that over at the Blitz Facebook page.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
Columbus police say a man was shot to death early this morning after confronting a thief on the northeast side. Police called to an apartment complex on Princess Place just after midnight. That's around the 161 Forest Hills Boulevard area. The shooting victim was rushed to the hospital where he died. The suspect fled the scene in a vehicle. Witnesses say the victim was trying to stop the suspect from breaking into cars in this complex when he was shot. A couple more interesting nominations announced by President-elect Donald Trump. Dr. Oz is his choice to lead the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. CMS oversees Medicare, Medicaid, the Children's Health Insurance Program, and healthcare.gov, which currently provides coverage to nearly 50% of Americans. Trump also named his transition co-chair, Linda McMahon, as Education Secretary. Linda McMahon is the wife of Vince McMahon. The two co-founded the WWE. She served as CEO of the organization for nearly 30 years. She ran twice for a U.S. Senate seat in Connecticut. She lost twice. She served 1 year on Connecticut's State Board of Education before resigning. In naming Linda McMahon Education Secretary, Trump described her as a fierce advocate for parents' rights. All right, the escape of 43 monkeys from a research facility in South Carolina earlier this month may have been no accident. Alpha Genesis founder and CEO Gregory Westergaard says the company is investigating whether the release of these rhesus monkeys from the facility was an intentional act by a female employee. He says this enclosure was brand new. It was in perfect working order. The 3 containment doors each had 2 locks and 2 latches, and everything was left unsecure while this employee was, quote, doing routine cleaning and feeding. He says that employee walked off the job the day the monkeys escaped and has never come back.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know, but it may be some rogue animal rights person. Who knows? They're looking into it. But as we know, Alpha Genesis breeds monkeys for disease research. And I'm sure there are people who have issues with that. All right, those are your 3 things.
Highly suspect on the Morning Blitz. That's Kelly Quinn. I'm Thick Rick. It is 7:06. Blitzmas concert series starts a week from Friday with Pop Evil and Bad Wolves over at the Blue Stone. We've also got In This Moment the next night, Daughtry the following Friday. We've got tickets to all 3 of these shows to give away every day this week. And so your first chance will be coming up this hour. You are listening for H by Tool. And so when you hear H by Tool start playing, you start calling 1-800-821-9970. And as always, we wait 90 seconds so that the people who are in delay listening online have a chance. And then we'll start taking the phone calls, and caller 9 will get tickets to their choice of those 3 concerts. I do want to remind you, Pop Evil with Bad Wolves, as well as Daughtry with Sleep Theory and Devour the Day, those 2 shows come with meet and greet passes. So not only will you get tickets, if you pick one of those shows, you'll also get meet and greets before the show. So that's pretty cool. So you're listening for H by Tool. It will happen before 8 o'clock. When you hear it, be caller 9 at 1-800-821-9970 and take your pick. So that joke of a fight, whatever you want to call it, Friday night, now has legal issues. Netflix is being sued.
Okay.
Yeah, over this fight.
By viewers?
Well, looks like 1 so far. It had all that, the frozen screen and the buffering and all that stuff, and people were sitting there for hours watching that, and they got mad, and there is something you can do about it because it is a class action lawsuit. It's a Florida man named Ronald Denton. He filed a class action lawsuit calling Netflix's failure legendary. He's suing for breach of contract and other offenses and seeking unspecified damages. So I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I watched it.
You want your $10 back? Is that what you want for your month or something?
Well, Kelly, I'm worth $27 an hour. I feel that I'm worth that. I wasted 5 hours of my time because it was very inconvenient, and it gave me a headache with all the buffering and freezing, so I would like $1.3 million for the headache. And
we're so litigious, I swear.
Everybody's ready to
everybody
sue.
experienced the same thing. It was all kind of funny, whatever. Did it really hurt your life that you had to watch Netflix buffering during the live shot of Mike Tyson's butt? I mean, can't we just have a laugh and move on?
No.
And Netflix knows they better get it together for their Monday Night Raw thing that's coming up in January. They're airing this live event.
Well, yeah, and don't they also have the Christmas Day NFL
Oh,
game?
do they have NFL? Yeah, right.
Which Beyonce's performing at halftime.
That's true.
And, my gosh.
You better get it together. I guess we know that.
Everybody from the Bay, is it the Bay Hive? Is that what they call it?
Beehive.
Oh, it's Beehive.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was
Beyonce, Beehive.
Yeah, I know, but I thought but don't they call her Bay?
I don't know.
And I thought it was Bey Hive, so
It
I just
is
thought
Bey
okay, but it's
Hive.
pronounced Beehive.
Yes.
Okay, whatever.
I don't know, though, man. You might be right.
I don't know.
Am I wrong?
I don't know, and I don't care. You know what I'm talking about. They're her fans.
No,
it's their
I'd like
her
to
version
know.
of the Swifties. Or
I
whatever
always
they
said
are.
Beehive, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm just going by how it looked to me, the way it's spelled,
Right.
Bey. That's why I thought it was Bay, but I don't.
But they don't call her Beyonce.
I know.
They call her Beyonce.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. But they'll all be probably filing a class action lawsuit if one song is disrupted. I can imagine. Netflix has acknowledged that some members had a bad experience, but they still consider the event a huge success. And, we had reports that 60 million people watched that fight. Well, now they're saying 108 million actually watched the so-called fight. 108 million people.
That's a lot of people.
That's like almost a third of the country. So maybe they're because maybe they're doing that based on the eyes and not the subscribers, people who were in sports bars or who got together for parties and stuff like that. Maybe that's why they're saying it's 108 million now.
Steve says, Kelly, how else is the common person supposed to hold such a large business accountable if they can't push a quality product? Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
If you want to use your time and your money and resources to hire a lawyer and file a lawsuit that may become class action, go for it, I guess. That's fine and dandy.
Yeah.
You could just unsubscribe from Netflix. I mean, you could do that. That's another way of doing it.
Well, I just saw a lot of people were like, how could they have not been ready for it? And again, I don't think you know until it happens. I mean, it's not like you had a test that you could actually do of 108 million people or even just 60 million TVs being turned on all at the same time. There's no way to test that, I don't think.
I think I'm undervaluing how upset people were over it. And the only thing I can liken it to is when just before the I think just before Final Jeopardy once, Channel 10 jumped in with a weather alert, and I missed Final Jeopardy, and I was pretty ticked and ready to file a lawsuit.
Did anybody sue? I think was it NBC over the Heidi Bowl back in the day when they whatever NFL game was on and went to show the movie Heidi.
I suppose
and people lost their minds because they didn't play the end of the game.
I guess people were pretty hot under the collar over this Mike Tyson thing, so that's fine. Whatever you want to do. I can't imagine being so angry that I'm going to hire a lawyer over a TV show. I don't care that much about any TV show, I guess.
I know.
I was kind of mad about Final Jeopardy, and I got on Twitter to see if anybody else was mad about it, and they were.
Yeah,
and that satisfied me. I'm like, I'm not alone. All right. And I moved on with my life. But, if you have the money and the time and you feel like you want to make a point to a large business, go for it.
Hey, yeah. I missed one of the 47 times he bit his glove, Kelly. I did it again. I forgot to turn my mic on. The Offspring and Gotta Get Away. It's 7:25. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick on the Morning Blitz. Speaking of the Offspring, their song The Kids Aren't All Right just hit 1 billion streams on Spotify.
Oh, wow.
Bands keep accomplishing that feat. That's pretty cool. All right. So Lamar Odom, former NBA champion for the LA Lakers, two-time champion, I believe, was married to Khloe Kardashian. He had the OD situation, I think, was in Vegas, and was having a lot of issues with mental health and everything. And I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, so I don't know if this really is good for the mental health or not. You guys can think about it, talk about it, whatever. I just found it very odd. There's a podcast called We're Out of Time. It's hosted by a guy named Richard Tate. They talk a lot about addiction and mental health and stuff. Well, Lamar got himself a sex doll. And it's not your ordinary sex doll. And here he is talking to Richard about it.
Like when you're really thinking about it, like a doll.
Yeah.
But then you think about like mental health and how important that is. Not just in today's time, but just, from the beginning of time.
A sex doll that looks like your wife is about mental health?
For me, it would be. Yeah, for me, it would be. Yeah. I mean, it's sick, but I think we're all a little off, or a little weird.
Dude,
a little bit.
Embrace your insanity.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's awesome. That sex doll, dude, does it look like her?
Yeah, they're going to make it to look like her.
So he's getting a sex doll that looks just like Khloe Kardashian, his ex-wife.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, people are hell-bent on justifying their proclivities and their addictions and things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll get out there and you'll justify just about anything to allow yourself to continue on. That is weird. What you're doing is weird. Getting a doll that looks like your ex-wife and talking about it in public. Literally keep that to yourself. I don't need to know it.
I mean, look, a lot of people kinky, a lot of people have, whatever. I don't shame anybody. Whatever turns you on, that's fine. All these fetishes people have.
I'll shame you. Leave the shaming to me.
Well, I know, but my point is, when we're talking about mental health, is that real? I would like to hear from a professional their thoughts. Is that really mentally healthy Maybe it is. I don't know.
Have you ever talked to a soul who has had a porn addiction and how it had ruined their lives? And it's ruined their lives. I mean, when you really go off the path and decide that you're going to justify anything, like I said, any type of addiction. Seriously, Lamar Odom, you cannot find a live human being to have sex with.
Well,
you
maybe
have
he
to
doesn't
talk about
want one. That's it.
Maybe
I don't
not.
know.
Maybe not. I mean, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
maybe he just misses her that much. I don't know.
Plus, honestly, that is really weird to talk about your ex-wife like that in public and to get something that looks like her. Like, I would feel that you're coming dangerously close to committing some type of crime against your ex-wife. With that. If you're an ex and you're... Okay, who is he married to? Chloe?
He was married to Chloe.
You're Khloe Kardashian, and you're watching your ex-husband talk about getting a doll made with your face on it. That is creepy as heck, dude. That's creepy.
Yeah, I would like to hear what she thinks about it.
I know what she thinks about it. She doesn't like it.
Okay. Well, I believe, you would feel that way, so you probably think she would, and maybe she does. I just thought it was bizarre, so I wanted to put it out there. Doug says, all right, Kelly, take it easy on the big words. Most of us in Blitz Nation don't have a GED, LOL.
Oh.
I don't know, what big word did you use?
I don't know.
I didn't catch it, but yeah, I don't know. Just throwing it out there. I mean, sex dolls are fine. It's just that he looks like his ex-wife. I don't know. But I guess if it makes him feel better and he feels mentally healthy for it, more power to you, dude.
The Morning Blitz with Thick and Kelly.
Hi, the Blitz.
Hey,
who's
Rick.
it? Yeah, who's this?
Doug Rogers.
Doug, dude, you're number 9.
Hey, my luck has changed.
Look at that. Look at that.
That's awesome, man.
You got your pick. Do you want Pop Evil with Bad Wolves in this moment or the Daughtry Show? Remember, Daughtry and the Pop Evil Show come with meet and greet passes.
Probably Daughtry.
You want to do Daughtry? All right. Sleep Theory, Daughtry, Devour the Day, Kimba Live, Friday, December 6th. Dude, you are on the list.
Awesome. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Doug Rogers. Look at that. I don't know that I don't think he's ever won anything. He texts every morning, but now he wants some tickets going to Daughtry. So that means we still have tickets to In This Moment to give away this morning and tickets to Pop Evil with Bad Wolves. And again, that show, Pop Evil, will come with meet and greet passes. So just after 8 o'clock, you'll have your chance to pick tickets between those two shows. All right, right now, I want to talk about this situation that happened to this woman at a McDonald's drive-thru. And it didn't say the story. What I got, it was just this small clip and stuff, but it didn't say where. So I don't know what state this happened in or anything. And I'm this is obviously an isolated incident. I don't think it has anything to do with it being McDonald's. It could happen anywhere. Because now, when you go through a drive-thru, whoever's working the drive-thru, they wear a headset now, like wireless headset. They can walk all over the place and talk to you while you're at the drive-thru. I never had that when I worked at Wendy's in Grove City. I had to be standing by that window, that speaker and all of that. But this woman pulled out her videotape, she videotaped it. She recorded it with her phone. Because the interaction became very strange when she was at the drive-thru. And she just wanted to order some French fries, and that was it. And the employee said he couldn't take her order at the moment. And here is the audio. This is fantastic.
You're admitting to a customer. You're in the bathroom.
I'm in the bathroom.
So I can't order a small fry?
You have to wait 10 minutes. I have to pee.
So can I just wait for you to
Miss.
No, you're telling a customer through the headphone set that you're in the toilet.
We're not taking orders at the moment, ma'am.
Because you're on the toilet?
I have to pee. How can I take an order if I'm in the bathroom?
This is a bit much for me.
I'm not entitled to go to the bathroom because you want a small fry?
I mean, what?
Now, that's the restaurant's fault. There's not a soul to take over for this poor guy so he can take a quick bathroom break.
It happens. It happens in the world of fast food. Sometimes somebody calls in sick. It's you and one other person, and they're making sandwiches, and you got to run to the restroom. It happens.
Well, she sounds like she's being a good sport about it. He wanted 10 minutes to take the pee, which is a very long time.
Has to pee for 10 minutes.
I feel like maybe there's something else going on, but
Well, it may be.
Yeah, like you don't want to admit you got to go number 2.
Right, yeah, something like that. But that's still very strange. You know, I
Well,
mean, he
what
must
would you rather him just not answer at all? Just don't say anything when someone pulls up to the drive-thru? I'd rather know that the person's stuck in the bathroom and hang on a second.
Well, yeah, just I'll be with you in a moment.
Yeah.
Would have worked out just fine.
He was like, I'm trying to pee.
I mean, you know, yeah, you gotta. I mean, I've sat at a drive-thru before and waited for somebody to take my order.
Yeah.
I've sat there, not for 10 minutes, but I've sat there. You know, he could have, but yeah, that could have been handled differently. But then it wouldn't have been anything fun for us to talk about. So I'm glad it did.
I'm not entitled to go to the bathroom because you want a small fry.
Because you want a small fry? Yeah, just pop on inside at that point if you really want that small fry.
Oh my gosh! Well, what if it's late at night and only the drive-thru's open? What are you gonna do? So I'm just curious, what's the strangest thing you ever had happen at a drive-thru?
I had somebody in a car behind the truck behind me yelling, screaming at me out their window.
At you?
Yes.
Why are they screaming at you?
Well, because before we got to the Wendy's drive-thru, we both met face-to-face at stop signs. I was turning right to get to Wendy's, and this guy was turning left. I just rolled through the stop sign and kept going right because I thought, well, once I get there, I get the right of way anyway, right? Why don't I just roll through? Well, he started to turn, and I was rolling through the stop sign.
Oh,
and,
okay.
I mean, listen, he's absolutely right. I deserve to get yelled at.
Okay.
I didn't stop, and I should have, and he should have actually had the right of way because he got to the stop sign first. But I just was kind of like, looks like it's something I can do here and get away with, and I couldn't. And the guy was so furious. He was yelling at me out the window, and I had my mom in the car, and she's like, why is he yelling at you? I go, because Mom, I ran a stop sign and he's really mad at me. I'm like, I kind of deserve what I'm getting here. So I just kept saying, I'm sorry, you're right, what do you want me to do?
I know, it's done, you can't take it back, you know.
You know what I should have done is paid for his order. I didn't think about that till right this second.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Next time I roll through a stop sign, I'll pay for your order if you're behind me.
We're all human, and we make mistakes, and if there's no harm and no foul, I mean, just let it go.
Yeah.
You know,
He
because
was pretty hot.
I know, but somebody who
get
gets that angry over something like that, it wasn't really because of you, Kelly. There's something else going on in life that has that person that angry.
I don't know, though. I've gotten cut off, and I've gotten pretty ticked off about it, and there was nothing else going on but the fact that you just boned me on the freeway. I get it, and I feel like I deserved for that guy to berate me out his driver's side window. I took it like a good sport.
Buzzard said, haven't you ever seen the signs in the restrooms that say employees are required to wash hands for 30 seconds? That adds up on your pee time.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Still not 10 minutes. Oh, my gosh.
You're admitting to a customer. You're in the bathroom.
I'm in the bathroom.
So I can't order a small fry.
You had to wait 10 minutes. I have to pee.
So can I just wait for you to get
Miss.
No, you're telling a customer through the headphone set that you're in the toilet.
We're not taking orders at the moment, ma'am.
Because you're on the toilet?
I have to pee. How can I take an order if I'm in the bathroom?
This is a bit much for me.
I'm not entitled to go to the bathroom because you want a small fry?
Sounds like Jersey.
Yeah.
Sound like New Jersey. Her voice sounds like a Jersey girl. I don't know where they're at, but it's McDonald's. By the way, Kelly, Mike said, do you remember what that guy was yelling at you? I've yelled at a lot of people in the drive-thru and just making sure I don't owe you an apology.
Oh, no, I deserved it. So if it was you, you don't owe me an apology. I owe you an apology. Yeah, he was yelling at me that I ran a stop sign. And plus then I ditched him in line at the Wendy's. So, you know, it was a double crime I committed against that poor truck driver.
Mary Peter said, I had a similar situation about 2 weeks ago. Kelly cut this car off, but I didn't see, and they were getting ready to throw stuff at my car. I apologized before it escalated.
Matt said, I snaked someone in the DQ drive-thru in the summer and felt bad, so I paid for his meal, and he only ordered a Blizzard, so he figured it was fair. I like that, Matt. See, you made it right.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Chris says, a long time ago, my buddy had a beautiful Dodge Daytona Turbo Z. It was black with black leather interior. It was beautiful. He was at the drive-thru at Burger King on West Broad, and they put a condiment on his sandwich that he didn't like, and he was going to throw it through the drive-thru window. However, he was so stoned that his driver's window was rolled up, so it hit the inside of his car. I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in my life. You win. That's a great one. I just love it.
This is a good one, though. Ben said back in the day he was with his grandfather, and his grandfather pulled up to the drive-thru and tried to give his order to a trash can. He didn't realize it for at least 2 minutes. He says, we still laugh about it to this day.
All right. Tara said, very hungry customer in the car in front of us got mad when we accidentally received their order. They were in the waiting space when you pull up. I had given it back, but they got out of their car all mad, yelling, "That's our food!" I was like, hey, man, it's going to be okay, I promise. Just cracked me up how upset they were over it when they couldn't be bothered to see I had already given it back and didn't drive off. So, yeah, people get triggered these days. It's I don't know. It's just very different than it used to be.
Josh says he bought a spiked face mask at the final Rock on the Range. He forgot he had it on when he stopped at the Wendy's on Wilson Road. Josh says, I've never heard someone scream so loud when I drove up to the woman in the drive-thru window.
Let's see. Fred, last week I was at McDonald's on Riverside in Fishinger. Carload of kids in front of me ordered 20 slices of American cheese. That's all they ordered. After they paid, they proceeded to pull around the front of the building. Everybody jumped out while one was videotaping. They cheesed the windows of the McDonald's and danced while the other guy videotaped it. Strangest thing I've ever seen
that's
in a
pretty
McDonald's.
strange.
There you go. Now
I
that's
love
a
it.
strange one, man.
And now, all right, listener. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, we have a little situation here. Ukraine is officially firing American American missiles into Russia. So, Moscow says it shot down 5 U.S.-made missiles yesterday, and it's the first time Ukraine has launched a strike on Russian soil since President Biden gave the okay the other day for the country to use U.S. weapons against Russia. Now, this launch comes as Russian President Vladimir Putin has updated his country's nuclear doctrine, which now considers any aggression from a non-nuclear state that has help from a nuclear country as a joint attack. In other words, Putin says he considers yesterday's missile attacks a joint attack against Russia by the Ukraine and the U.S. So I'm not sure what that means for the future, but it's not great.
I thought we didn't want this to escalate.
Yeah. Like I said, at this point, it may be easier to compile a list of people who have not been sexually assaulted by Diddy in a lawsuit filed last night. Sean Diddy Combs is accused of sexually assaulting a then 39-year-old man who attended a 2022 house party hosted by Combs in New York City. The anonymous plaintiff, who now lives in Georgia, says he attended a party with friends and consumed alcohol provided to him by other people at the party. He says he immediately began to feel disoriented and began to lose consciousness. He says when he awoke, he was in a dark bedroom, and Combs was on top of him, assaulting him. This sounds familiar. Jeez. It's about the same story with about everybody you've heard from. 2 other new accusers include a female who says she was 17 years old in 2004 when Combs sexually assaulted her at a 4th of July party in the Hamptons. Another victim says potential victim, whatever, alleged victim, says he was an actor in the late 90s, early 2000s. He was auditioning, he thought, for a possible role in a music video when Combs invited him to that audition, and he claims he was sexually assaulted by Combs and others. So it just keeps getting worse. Well, in the world of celebrity memoirs, the first installment of Cher's 2-part memoir is proving to be quite interesting. The first part 1, Cher the Memoir, part 1, was released yesterday, and it spans roughly the first half of her life. So she writes about her marriage to Sonny Bono, saying their relationship was loveless. And in fact, she says during the height of their hit TV show in the 70s, this is Very old school, I realize, but she says she considered jumping off their Las Vegas balcony 5 or 6 times.
Wow.
That's how miserable she was. She says she was talking to Lucille Ball, another old school reference. I get it. But she said Lucille Ball gave her the best advice. She said Lucy said to Cher, F him, you're the one with talent. And that helped Cher walk away from Sonny Bono. And then Cher says she turned around and gave the exact same advice to Tina Turner.
Wow.
Who at one point was on Cher's show. Now, Cher then had her own variety show.
Yeah.
Tina Turner was a guest. She arrived on set with a giant bruise because of Ike Turner. She asked Cher, do you have any makeup that I can use to help cover this up? And Cher, I guess, said to her, Tina, I walked away and I kept walking. And she gave Tina that same advice that Lucille Ball gave to her. F him, you're the one with the talent. So anyway, I like to think that Lucille Ball gave advice that helped the generations. Well,
both Cher and Tina had much bigger careers than either one of those guys.
Well, you look at Lucille Ball, too. She left Desi Arnaz Jr. Now, Desi Arnaz Jr. did have a big career, but you can argue that Lucille Ball's was bigger. So, it just goes to show you that women helping women over the centuries, I guess, or over the decades anyway. All right, those are your 3 things.
Stone Sour on the Morning Blitz, 8:10. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick on a Wednesday with your Blitzmas Concert Series tickets. Still have tickets left this morning for In This Moment, which is Saturday, November 30th at Kemba Live, or Pop Evil with Bad Wolves, which is Friday, November 29th at the Bluestone. And that show, Pop Evil and Bad Wolves, comes with meet and greet passes. If you would like to pick tickets to either one of those shows, you need to listen up this hour for Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses. That will air before 9 o'clock. When it does, just call 1-800-821-9970 and caller 9. You will get to pick which tickets you would like. Kelly, did you get to the bottom of the Cher memoir? Can you listen to it yet?
Yeah,
or what's the deal?
Yeah. It's
available.
audiobook.
Okay, because you weren't sure you seemed. And
I wanted to see if it was on Spotify.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yes, I did find it on Spotify as well. But absolutely. It was released yesterday. It's available for purchase, or you can download it on Libby if you wait for, I don't know how long the wait is, but I'm sure it's quite long. So, absolutely available.
Mary Peters, a text in, said, thanks, Kelly. I know what I'm going to listen to today.
Same. I am beginning my audiobook listening today as well. That Cher memoir is in 2 parts. Do you know how much juice is going to be in that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
Now, is she voicing it?
Yeah.
She's the one that actually reads it to you?
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains on the Morning Blitz. It is 8:23. Kelly Quinn, Thick Rick. UFC fight went down Saturday night. John Bones Jones taking on Stipe Miocic, beat Miocic. And Jelly Roll was there. He's a wrestling fan and a UFC fan, always has been. And so he was there at Madison Square Garden. There were a bunch of celebrity guests in attendance. And that included Donald Trump, a bunch of his cabinet picks. There were billionaires, stars from the political, business, and entertainment world. Kid Rock was there and stuff. And at one point, Trump and Jelly crossed paths, and a video of the moment showed them shaking hands and chit-chatting back and forth. And, Jelly's just smiling and talking to him, and Kid Rock walked over and joined in. And, of course, people who are Democrats got upset because for whatever reason, they thought that Jelly was a Democrat. One thing that someone said that stuck out to me, because I was reading comments about it, somebody said, funny, since he couldn't handle being on X, as he called it, toxic for him, which referred to this past October when Jelly talked about leaving X due to some negative posts and interactions that he had seen. And the thing is, we have a lot of political extremists. That's fine. You get into that. That's fine. But he was just talking about mean things people say on social media. That's what he considered to be toxic. It had nothing to do with politics. But people who are, just everything is about politics with them. They see X, they think Elon, they think Trump, and it's political to them. But it's not to Jelly. Not everybody leaves X or Facebook or whatever platform because of a political belief. Another comment said seeing him at the UFC fights feels like a refreshing reminder of how people can engage with one another respectfully regardless of politics or celebrity status. It's a glimpse of normalcy. So here's the thing. Jelly never endorsed Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. He has never expressed any affiliation with either Democratic or Republican Party. In fact, the month before the election, Jelly told Rolling Stone he would not be in the business of endorsing candidates, especially because he himself lost the right to vote when he was 16 years old when he was sentenced on a felony charge for armed robbery. He's not allowed to vote. He said, quote, "You want me to tell people to vote for a system that won't let me vote? Effing come on, man." You know, that's what Jelly said. And in a Facebook post recently, he said he intentionally stays out of political discourse. He said, "You'll never hear me in any of those arguments." So everybody upset because Jelly was talking to Trump. Calm down. It's not because he supports Trump. He doesn't support anybody. He said he would have done the same thing if it had been Joe Biden there. He would have treated him the same exact way. But everybody just gets so bent out of shape. Oh, I'm not going to listen to his music anymore. He's a Donald Trump supporter. That's not the case. He's just respectful to everybody he meets. That's all it is. So I don't understand why everybody's got to freak out. People are so sucked into politics. Like anything they see, anything they hear, it's always got to come back to politics. And 120 million adults did not vote. Not everybody just thinks everything is politics. So everybody just needs to calm down, take a breath, take a nap.
I think it's mostly like online people mouth off, but face to face, like we're generally nicer to each other. So it's like everybody's got an opinion online, but when it comes to getting offline and getting into like public with human to human interaction, like nobody's ever confronted me about the way I voted. Nobody's ever asked me how I vote. I've never had that interaction in public with anybody. But online, it's like people are so quick to accuse and to,
you're right.
So I feel like if we, when you're out in public, things are a lot different. I know people say, "Oh, I've been uninvited to Thanksgiving." I've not heard of any real cases of that, but people online say they were uninvited to Thanksgiving because of how they voted, etc. And it's just silliness. I mean, if you're that hot about it, then I guess do what you got to do to keep your peace.
Yeah.
But for most of us, we're just out there trying to live our lives. We're just out there trying to have a decent day and decent human interactions, and most of us are trying to avoid conflict during our day. And I think that's the reality of it. When you go online, it's a whole different world.
Yeah. Well, I just wish everybody calmed down.
Yeah, you think anybody's telling Jelly Roll face to face, "How dare you shake Donald Trump's hand?" Nobody says that to his face.
No, of course
they all
not.
Go on, wherever they need to go online and complain about it. So
I guess if whatever makes you happy. I don't understand the obsession with making everything about it. But I guess that's because and again, I've said it before. You talk about social media. I think those are the people who are constantly arguing about politics online. So everything is just about politics for them because that's all that's in their head constantly, all day, every day. And yeah, sometimes you got to just let that go, man. There's real life. We all go to work every day. We all got families, and to sacrifice your family over a few people in D.C. who don't give a damn about it, that is just absolutely insane to me. Hi, the Blitz.
Hi, it's Carla.
Hey, Carla, you're number 9. Are you okay?
I am great.
Okay.
I've been trying to get a hold of you guys forever.
Is this Carla Goings?
Yes.
I love Carla. She's at Christmas in July every single year.
Yep.
She's a huge donor. I love you, Carla. See, I saw her at Sonic Temple last year.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
All
I
right.
miss you guys.
Well, we'll see you at one of these shows. Do you want tickets to In This Moment or Pop Evil and Bad Wolves?
Oh, Pop Evil and Bad Wolves, please.
All right. You know that comes with meet and greet passes, right?
I'm so excited.
All right. Well, we will see you there. Congratulations.
I thank you so much.
Oh, she's very excited, Kelly. That's great.
I love Carla. She works right down the street, too. I know a lot about Carla.
You do?
We've chit-chatted a little bit at Blitz events, so.
Well, she will be at another one. Now we still have tickets for In This Moment. We'll give those away just after 9 o'clock this morning. Right now we're going to get to Blitz Therapy, which, of course, is brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health. And this one has got Kelly's temperature up a little bit. It says, "Hi, and thanks for reading this. I borrowed a friend's car over the weekend while mine was in the shop. It's an old beater, but I was desperate. I got a flat and discovered there was no spare. Who doesn't carry a spare? When I couldn't reach my friend, I simply had the car towed and a new tire put on because they said the tire was so bad it could not be repaired. When I finally got a hold of her, she didn't seem surprised and made no mention of sharing the cost with me. I'm broke and she knows it. I was expecting to pay for the tow, but should I have to buy her a new tire? She never mentioned the car had bad tires. Would love to hear opinions on who should pay what. Thanks so much. That's Devin in Columbus. And Kelly, you said this letter had you angry.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe angry is a little too strong of a word. I'm
Okay.
annoyed.
All right.
Devin, you assumed a risk here.
Oh.
You borrowed an old beater. That's your description of the car you borrowed
Yep.
from your friend. I don't understand you thinking this old POS was cruising around town with a primo tire situation. I'm not sure why you assumed that. Your friend did you a solid favor in a pinch. You're the one who decided to have it towed. You couldn't get a hold of her, so you decided to buy the new tire. Now, you say you're broke and she knows it. She's broke. She has an old beater with bad tires. Why are
Right.
you expecting she's going to now say, oh, I have an extra $200 to pay for a tire? You assumed a risk here, Devin, and I'm sorry, but I think you're going to have to eat the cost. You made all the decisions for her. She did you a favor. She loaned you her beater. And
Right.
things went sideways for you. And you made a bunch of financial decisions for her without her approval in terms of a tow and a new tire. You're going to have to eat that. My opinion is you eat that cost, Devin. You eat it.
Kelly, I'm not trying to make you mad. I just have a question. What if the whole motor fell out of the car while he was driving?
I don't care.
Would he have
That's
to pay
an
for a new
assumed
motor?
risk.
Would he have to pay for a new motor,
Would
though?
he have paid for a new motor then? No, he would not have. It's because the tire was within his budget at the
Okay.
moment.
All right.
He's not going to pay for a complete rehab on his friend's car. But he did assume a risk.
Yeah. You can get a used tire for like $20, by the way, which would probably have been better than the one that was on there if they couldn't even fix it.
Whether you
So-
paid $20 or $200, that was your decision to do it. And it doesn't even sound like you asked her to share the cost. You expected her to offer. She didn't offer. You didn't say anything about sharing the cost, and now you're hot under the collar about it. I don't know, Devin. I mean, I get it. It's a bad situation. You're broke. She's broke. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
But you can't make financial decisions for other people. I guess what you should have done is called an Uber at that point and left the car on the side of the road. Said,
Yeah,
that
that-
broke down beater you loaned me is on the side of the road here on Hague Avenue. Have a good time.
Yeah, that'd have been really uncool to do that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is, the cool thing was that your friend said, hey, I've got this old car. You're welcome to it if you're that desperate. And you agreed to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't really disagree with you, Kelly. I'm trying to figure out a way, but I can't. Yeah, I mean, getting the tire. Now, if you bought a new tire, again, I just said that because if the tire was in that bad of shape and the other tires aren't in great shape, I would have just gone to a place where they sold used tires and got it cheap and said, hey, this happened. I got you a used tire. It was the best I could do. Because, she really helped you out in this situation. So, I mean, she didn't ask you for anything. So, I mean, just look at it as a, goodwill for her bailing you out.
Yeah, she probably didn't charge you for loaning you her car. So
did she even ask you to put gas in it? I don't know. Blitz Nation, I've been in this situation, and I've been with a car like that with bad tires and always having to buy used tires. And I know it sucks. It's, no fun. And I'm sure there's other people out there that can relate. So let's see what you guys think. It's the Morning Blitz. Shine down there with Daylight 849. That's Kelly Quinn. I'm Thick Rick. It's Blitz Therapy, brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health. Devin in Columbus emailed. He had borrowed a friend's car, got a flat tire. Tire was so bad that it could not be repaired. And so he bought a new tire for it and said he didn't think he should have to pay for all of it, wanted to know what everybody thought, and Kelly and I came to the agreement that, yeah, you kind of got to pick up the tab there, dude. She loaned you a car, And it happened. I mean, that's just,
Like you said, you were desperate and borrowed her beater. That's what you called it.
Yeah.
So you knew it was not in good repair.
Your words were, it's an old beater, but I was desperate.
Right.
That's what you said.
You get behind that driver, the wheel of that car, you assume responsibility for it. And I would say if you could have gotten a hold of her to say, hey, what do you want me to do? Your tire's shredded. It's on the side of the road. What should I do? What can we work out here? That's one thing. You couldn't get a hold of her, so you made a bunch of financial decisions for her. And now you expect her to pay for it. Steve says, driving is a privilege, not a right. If you're in a vehicle, you assume responsibility for it, regardless of who owns it. If you can't be responsible, he says, then take the bus or use your Lamborghinis. I like that. Lamborghinis. That's a good one.
Carrie's 1,000,000% in agreement with Kelly. Naomi says, I would share the cost with my friend.
Yes.
And she could. Yeah. That's up to her. Yeah.
Right. I get it. I mean, you would probably have offered right off. It doesn't sound like she was in a financial position to even offer to help pay for this.
Yeah, right. James said, who's to say Devin didn't hit something causing the flat? All right. Dan says, just think of the cost of the tire as rental fee of the car.
Right.
Let's see. JD Marie says, Kelly, I have to partially disagree with you. I feel the tow would be on the borrower, but the tire should be on the owner. They should have not lent it out if they didn't feel it was going to be roadworthy. Maybe she didn't realize it.
Yeah, or right. Even maybe she didn't realize it, or probably said, look at this car. If you want to buy it, you want to borrow it, be my guest. You can see what's going on here.
Yeah. Here's a text. Now the tires are going to be uneven with one new tire.
Exactly.
You messed up her car, Devin. Lucian said that's the hidden price of borrowing the car.
Carl says, similar situation. I hit a deer with a borrowed car. I had to pay for new hood headlights and a grill. It was a little under $1,000, and I did the work myself, or it would have been like $2,000. So be happy, just one new tire was it.
Carrie said $200 is a hell of a lot better than renting or buying a car. If I'm the friend, I take the car back and don't talk to you again.
Kaylee says he must not have been that broke if he thought his only option was to tow the car and get a brand new tire. Someone who's been truly broke would have taken the tire off and asked for a ride to a used tire shop. Broke people get creative.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. That's why I brought up the used tires. I've bought them before, man. Yeah, $20 a tire is a lot better than $200. Jacob says, I'm with you, Kelly. He needs to cover all the expenses. I let my brother borrow my truck one time to move some things, and the stator went out, whatever that is. See, I don't even know that. He works on vehicles, so I paid for it, but he replaced it, so it worked out. All right. Joe said, okay, Kelly, what should he have done? Just abandon the car on the side of the road? Well, until you could figure out what to do, yeah.
Well, I said, Heave said that he was fine with paying for the tow, so you tow it somewhere and then call your friend and say, hey, your car's over here at Bob's Auto Repair.
Yeah, or he could have had it towed to her place.
Yeah, exactly.
There are places that will come out and fix your tire right there on the spot, but I'm sure I know that's not cheap either. Mike says, I have a rule. If you borrow something of mine and you break it, you owe me $2 to replace the one, and that is fully disclosed before I loan anything to anybody. By the way, my boat is always available to be borrowed.
Well, that's the thing, is it's like you're a nice person and you've got this beater car and your friend says, I'm desperate, can I use it? You're being a nice person by saying yes, and all of a sudden she's the bad guy? How does she turn out to be the bad guy in this situation, Dustin? No, Devin. Sorry, Devin.
Well, Gavin said, Kelly changed my opinion. ... Again. LOL.
That's just because I get loud. Let's see here. Dustin said, my mom let me use her car to get back and forth from work. On my way to work, I was hit by an uninsured driver, and now I'm stuck with the bill. I'm taking all responsibilities on this. Good for you, Dustin.
Oh, man. I thought insurance covered the car, even if you let somebody else drive it. I thought.
You'll have to take that up with Dustin.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, maybe it depends on who you're insured with.
Doug says that's why AAA is such a great investment. It's like $175 or a whole year, and it covers you no matter what vehicle you're in.
Yeah. This text said, Sandy's used tires on Cleveland Avenue. I was their best customer when I was broke.
There you go.
That. Let's see. Ryan said, if she has the money to pay back for the tire, sure, why not? But at the same time, if she is broke, it's not her responsibility to pay it back.
Zach says that Devin sounds like the kind of friend who brings your car back on empty.
Another Zach said, if you borrow something, you return it in the same or better condition that you got it, like putting gas back in the tank if you borrow a car or a truck.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I say the majority are with her, Devin. I'm sorry to say, but it seems like the majority of, at least Kelly and I and everybody texting in, outside of a couple people, think, you're kind of on the hook for this, man. I'm sorry to say. So, but that is Blitz Therapy, and if you want unbiased opinions from Kelly and myself and everybody listening in Central Ohio, you can email me, thickrick@theblitz.com. We do it every Wednesday. Blitz Therapy, brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Columbus police say 16 alleged gang members are now in custody following a nearly 2-year investigation. Suspects affiliated with the Livingston and Lonsdale Bloods have been rounded up through an initiative named Operation Pocket Aces. I feel like I could not sound less cool saying Bloods.
That's here?
Yeah, the Livingston and Lonsdale Bloods. Authorities seized 56 guns, over $150,000 in cash, and large amounts of fentanyl, meth, and cocaine. Police say they're actively going after other gangs as well. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is offering a $5 million reward for each hostage released from Gaza. He also said people who help free Israeli hostages from Hamas will be given passage out of the devastated Gaza Strip. He made the announcement yesterday on a visit to Gaza, where Israel estimates about 100 captives are still being held. Jay Leno is recuperating after rolling down a 60-foot hill. The 74-year-old comedian has a bruised face, an eye patch, his arm in a brace. He says the incident happened on Friday night right before a stand-up show. The LA Times says Leno had stepped out for dinner before doing a show at the Palace Theater in Pittsburgh and decided to take a little shortcut to the restaurant. He was at the top of a 60-foot hill that he thought did not look that steep. Well, he wound up tumbling 60 feet down a hill, hitting his head on several rocks along the way. But despite his injuries, Leno went on stage and performed Friday night, saying the show must go on.
That's what you do, you know?
He's a beast. That guy has been through it all at his own hand, too. Like,
I know.
He's his own worst enemy here.
Car engines blowing up in his face in his garage, motorcycle accidents.
Now rolling down a hill, 60-foot hill at top speed. Remember we used to do that, like on hills as a kid? You'd lay down and roll all the way down?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
Our bodies don't bounce back as much when we're, how old is Jay Leno, 74 or
I don't know. I always did that on just a plain grass hill. I don't know what, he might have been bouncing down some rocky stuff.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Right.
They saw him in Beverly Hills, and there's, it's rough hills out in Southern Cal.
Well, he was in Pittsburgh.
Oh,
that's where this happened.
Oh,
yeah. But then again, the
too.
Appalachians, aren't the Appalachians in that area?
I thought they were south of us. I don't know. I honestly, I'm
sorry.
I'm not.
You guys,
I don't know. I don't know.
The Adirondacks. The Adirondacks go through Pennsylvania somewhere.
Okay.
I know that.
Yeah, I thought the Appalachians were south of us.
They probably are. West Virginia.
But he was seen in Beverly Hills with an eye patch and stuff, so I didn't catch the Pittsburgh part of it.
Anyway, well, let us know what mountain range goes through Pittsburgh, will you? All right, those are your 3 things.